at the safe, get the cake. While dog eats dog off and down the family dinner plate. I'm in the clouds, in the crowd, in the vision-scape, in effect, any minute now, but me get it straight. I've seen her face in my dreams since I was young. A Beatrice, a queen, a mother that chides her son, that stumbled through his life when he couldn't find a hobby, and lived on the cliff's edge like the Anasazi. Saw my love walking down the street like a vision, a symbol of a hidden world. Show me what I'm missing.
She smiled at him but said nothing.
Then disappeared around the corner while I put the poison in my bloodstream. A child born into briars and thorns that tried to silence sirens and horns in the eye of the storm. The fire rages, the state calls her young to war. Some will turn their hatred into something more and place guns in the floor. Breathe deep, darkness retreats. See, my heart periodically is part of her mystique. Hold the keys to the city where the shepherds lead the sheep, and never ever ever get the mark of the beast. I climbed the ladder, then I fell again. I had the whole wardrobe full of skeletons and old habits that arrested my development. In the woods at the mercy of the elements, waiting for my love. You seen her? I'm waiting for my love. They tell me I'm a dreamer.
Waiting.
Running warned the village not to place trust in machines built to subjugate the universe and us. The jungle's not safe after dusk. I saw hyenas tear man to pieces and turned away in disgust. But some nights mother made me kill for my next meal. My dreams seemed more alive, the world felt less real. And in the full moonlight she looked beautiful, a fresh blanket of snow, a garland of human skulls. Her valleys and streams in my flesh, my veins, like birds in flight, the neurons firing in my right brain. And words are weapons to sharp shoot shots off in the dark at night and hit the mark with precise aim. Lone pistol arrow too legit to cease. Gain the kingdoms of the world, lose your inner peace. Got no social skill, but I can do this in my sleep. Shackles stole the ocean to reveal the universe beneath. I climbed the ladder, then I fell again. I had the whole wardrobe full of skeletons and old habits that arrested my development. In the woods at the mercy of the elements, waiting for my love. You seen her? I'm waiting for my love. They tell me I'm a dreamer.
Waiting for things.
Last of a dying, breathe on the path to find a land in the lap of a lion. Laughing and crying with the magnifying glass to rewind, looking back in time. Look so long I forgot to live. God forbid they put a nail in a coffin lid, and I don't give what I got to give. You gotta play your part before you cross the bridge. A bird perched on the grand set. There's a whole lot of devils in a man's head. I agree, I can see him dance in my skull. There's some things that we can't control. He said he saw it all from a tree and lounge in the garden light, from bright days to the darkest nights. And that the pain of life was a part of the fight that made a saint of the Buddha and a martyr of Christ. In fact, as the world pirouettes and the mother of all reflects back what exists in us. The aim is to learn what I came here to learn. I was Edenville bound, but I missed the bus, missed the train, mystified.
Mr. Tang, how do you feel?
Like Harry Holler, a Howard Bill, trying to type more scrolls with the power drill. To lay the foundation on sacred ground, I gotta build. Even when you break me down, I gotta deal with myself or escape this town. In the belly where the venomous snakes are bound. A barbed wire crown, hunker down, safe and sound with the blinds drawn. I let my mind wander and explore the depths and get cold in the ocean when the tide's strong. All in a dream, all in a vision, all is forgiven when the walls of a prison fall to the earth with a bang. And you don't have a scapegoat, you're the only person to blame. Focus in, look at pins, broken limbs, and a man with the cobra skin. He asked for a hand that you won't extend. It had an 80 milligram and a dope syringe. All in a dream, all in a vision, all is forgiven when the walls of a prison fall to the earth with a bang. And you don't have a scapegoat, you're the only person to blame. Came from the city of the lost, where everything pure gets nailed to a cross. Every now and then you escape the facade. Every deep breath you inhale the exhaust. The mind adapts, honey reminders, the mind gaps, and the paradigms designed to bind and trap. You can bite and scratch, split hairs with the iron axe, but don't throw me in the briar patch to a glass dark. Blind as bats, with no road signs and maps, on the path to find a land laying in the lion's lap, while the trumpets blare and the sirens blast. Yesterday I had a debt to pay, I owed apologies for my escapades, or no rhyme or reason for the mess I made. It was Dionysia, but that's depraved. I'm adept at laying to rest all the best things when the needle hits red on the pressure gauge. Kept in a cage, suppressing rage till it builds up and we go our separate ways. All in a dream, all in a vision, all is forgiven when the walls of a prison fall to the earth with a bang. And you don't have a scapegoat, you're the only person to blame. Focus in, look at pins, broken limbs, and a man with the cobra believe in. Above ground, every day's a holiday, your weekend. Lot of shape shifting in this father nature reason. Call of Snake Plissken to escape a major Negan. The time is right now, the child was nice back then. The pen's light years ahead, the brow is Cro-Magnon. The near future's military taking vast sea change. Computers can play chess, but not the glass bead game. Meditate on that a sec while they stack the deck. Hellhounds at your heels, vampires at your neck. Busy sharpening stakes while bats in the attic rest. The lasting effects, a nationwide acid test. And Father Rome, where the father roam, I dropped breadcrumbs and left a trail like hail back to follow home. A class all my own, snap like a collarbone. The syntax and mass impact could crack solid stone. Exaggerated claim, aggravated slang, pull the back and aim at a vulture's overactive brain. Your average masquerader's out for accolades and fame, and that's the nature of this oversaturated game. Listen, yeah, that's all that they believe in. Lot of shape shifting in this father nature reason. Call up Snake Plissken to escape a major Negan. All the weights lifted when the paper made is inking. What about it? They paid lip service but no attention when they counted, and played the quiet game when their bank account was threatened, and started throwing rocks and empty bottles at their brethren. One said the bard had vision to part the ocean, another that he doubts my commitment to sparkle motion. But Sun's Ra, join the orchestra when the...
To the ancestors, known and unknown, Ashe. To the gods, known and unknown, Ashe. All the praise, all the glory be to the Most High. What's going on, guys? It's your favorite Cosmic Warrior, back at you with another galactic transmission. Let's get a prayer in, then we'll tap into the energy. Spirit, thank you for the gift of another day. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for guiding and protecting this message. Thank you for removing any negative energy from the area. Thank you for allowing this message to get to any and everyone it's intended to. And so it is. Hey guys, real quick. So I updated my link tree. I started a Discord, right? And there should be a link in my link tree to the channel. And I don't know if I was just having problems joining it because it was me that was trying to do it, right? Because it was the same account. But if someone could try to join that, like now, I'd appreciate that. But that's going to be mandatory and required for anyone that wants services of me in the future. Plus, just stay connected and shit, right? So check the channel out and pop back in here and let me know if it works, please. Thank you.
I am going to start a revolution! Oh, brother.
Into my mirror has walked a woman. In one breast she holds evidence of forest, in the other of sea.
Please don't let me be misunderstood.
Into the mirror, misunderstood. The shadow work. You know what it's giving? It's giving that this sister-in-law energy, you know, what they want you to be misunderstood. It's, well, they want you to look in the mirror and, you know, misunderstand what you're looking at. But it's also, they don't want others to perceive you, well, for all the work that you're doing, for all the work that you've been doing. It's giving trying to intervene in your free will. It's giving red flag on the play. It's giving, you know, spiritual violation. It's giving, it's a motherfucking rap for this bitch. Going up against the motherfucking starseed. The propaganda machine. The verbal venom. The lies. The childish behavior. Childish behavior. It's gonna catch up to her. Or it already is. It's a wrap. But I don't know. But whenever you get this message, who knows? It could be time. It could be, you know, future, present, past. It's, you know, what's interesting about that too is, man, I remember like a while ago, you know, kept getting messages. They kept just coming up in my feed of talking about how things got to get better or worse before they get better, right? Talking about things are gonna get worse. Things are gonna get worse. And I'm just sitting there like, This is the past message, right? Like, this is just filling me in on shit from the past. Like, how could it get it? It can't get any worse, could it? No. Assumptions. We don't make assumptions. We don't make assumptions. But it's also worse. It's, you know, it's a matter of perception, right? It's a matter of perception. You know, maybe we're given the worst because we can handle the worst, because we're meant to transmute it, because we're meant to alchemize it. We're meant to use it for our better. You know what's interesting about alchemy? You know, it's so many different things. You know, there's so many different types of alchemy, right? You know, something I have to redo everywhere I go is buy new sets of spices. Well, a lot of them not so much because I use them. It's just because I like to make a bunch of different types of food that require certain spices. That a lot of them aren't that common, especially for, you know, well, first off, I'm not just white, but people would not assume that I would have the spice collection that I do. And that's one thing. I was thinking about that earlier. Is certain things that we replace no matter where we go. It's like, even if I start from scratch today, you know, or tomorrow, there's certain things that eventually I would probably just end up buying again. But it's like, cooking is kind of therapeutic for me. You know, I meditate, I sit there in my mind, and I reflect, and it's meditation, right? But, you know, today I went and I spent, you know, I probably could have took some time and looked for it used, but, you know, I just pulled the trigger and said, I want this shit now, and I got it. But it's towards things that bring me peace. It's, you know, I'm investing in myself, I'm investing in my health, I'm investing in my peace, I'm investing in everything, because, you know, it's an understanding of the work I do on myself, but it's also what it does. It's, hey, I get to meditate, I get to process some shit, and at the end, I get to eat a damn good meal. It's a win-win-win-win-win-win all around. You know, so it's an investments. It's investments. You know, the amount of money that I spend on some dishes, a lot of times it used to be just for myself. Even when I would invite people over for dinners, they're out drinking, out partying, out do this, do that, it's whatever. I have no problem making a meal for myself and sitting and eating it to myself. I'd love to share it, but I have no problem doing that for myself. I was going to say to, but I corrected myself and I said for myself. You know, I'll go sit at if there's a restaurant I want to go to, I'll go there myself. If there's a show I want to go to, I'll go there myself. I wasted too many opportunities, the things that I wanted to do, that I wanted to go to, that I wanted to experience, but I didn't. I missed out on because I sat around waiting for other people. It's like, no. Sometimes I started buying an extra ticket with the intention of, hey, I'm going to give it to someone. And then even with the full intention, even with offering people a free ride, I'm paying for everything, the gas, the hotel, the ticket, everything. All you got to do is come. And it's still hard to, you know what I mean? It's whatever. But I'm still going to fucking go. I don't fucking care. I'm going to still go. I'm not going to stop myself from, you know, experiencing what my soul wants to experience just because other people just don't want to experience shit. You know, I feel sad for them because that's the state that they're in. I can't tell you how many times, like, astronomical events that are probably only going to happen once in our lifetime. And I want to go out and see it. I want to go see it. And everyone, no, they just want to, whatever. I'm not done judging them, but I'm upset because I wanted to go to experience those things. And I wanted people to experience them with. But people just, you know, too preoccupied with other slave shit, right? Sports and drinking and fucking and, you know, just shit that they preoccupy your mind with slave shit. Not freemen shit. Freemen that want to explore and adventure. You know, we're too complacent being slaves. We're too happy being slaves. But yeah, there's my rant. Let's get into this read. Actually, let's change this up. Let's put on the proper playlist. My son actually just introduced this artist to me recently, and I'm actually really liking it. His name is Deca, D-E-C-A. That's an interesting one too. The next one that popped up, you know, Dr. Creep, because it just came back in my memory, and I looked it up. So I'm gonna share this story. So when I first really started to notice like holes in the matrix, kind of like this, make it make sense. Like this, how does it make sense? Like this does make sense. It was so after COVID, right? I found this artist called Dr. Creep, and so you know I heard he had this song where it talks about COVID and exactly how it's gonna play out, right? And it's all part of the 2030 agenda. That's even one of his songs on an album, right? But this whole album came out years, decades, but probably a decade before COVID even happened, right? And then you start researching into this artist and who he is, and he's always wearing a gas mask, right? Always wearing a gas mask. And he just popped up out of nowhere. And there's no information about him. But you listen to his music and the shit he talks about. It's like predicting things that happened. Ways that, you know, I don't want to get too much into it, but it gets into a lot of the conspiracies, right? But it's only a conspiracy until it's proven true. And so I always had that understanding. So then when I heard this artist, and it's like, oh, no shit. And then wait, you wrote this before COVID? You wrote this before, when? And who is this guy? It's really interesting things, you know, really interesting. I recommend looking into it if you feel adventurous enough. That's a nice little rabbit hole when you start looking into that. And then his music is just, it hit me on a soul level because it's real shit. You know, it talks about real shit. But yeah, Dr. Creep. Interesting. That's when it's like, that was a huge shatter and like make it make sense. I'm trying to wrap my brain around making it make sense. You know what I mean? Because nothing added up. How could you have that prior knowledge? How could you write this song in the depth he did with the knowledge he had? When? Just, you know, there's so much of that though. No, they do show us, but it's my belief, oh no, I could be wrong, but it's my belief that he went back to explain it just because of the way he talks about these things. It wasn't a, hey, we're throwing it in your face. No, they're a little more subliminal about it when they're putting it in our face like that. They're not normally as blunt and like they don't normally speak the way that he spoke in there. But they do because they think that they can, you know, divert the karma, you know, the retribution if they tell us about it, because then, you know, hey, we told them and they knowingly made the conscious choice to do it. It's like, nah, you're still doing your fuck shit. Just because you conned everyone doesn't make it right, doesn't alleviate any karma that you have. But it can until they go up against the right one though. It's kind of like my understanding of it. Who's the right one? Well, it's anyone standing in their power. It's anyone standing in their authority. Which is why if they're any good about being bad, they do their research first. They know who they should go against and who they shouldn't. But they come in the big ass fucking egos. Big ass fucking egos. All right.
I'll never get in. It's like the bottom of the ninth, and I'm never gonna win this. Life hasn't turned out quite the way I want it to be. Tell me what you want. I want a brand new house on an episode of Cribs and a bathroom I can play baseball in, and a king size tub big enough for 10 plus me.
Wannabe thugs, non-disclosure agreement. What do non-disclosure agreements? Well, what holds them together? It's the non-disclosure part, right? The silence. Silence doesn't always last forever.
Never get in. It's like the bottom of the ninth, and I'm never gonna win this. Life hasn't turned out quite the way I want it to be. Tell me what you want. I want a brand new house on an episode of Cribs and a bathroom I can play baseball in, and a king size tub big enough for 10 plus me. What you need? I need a credit card that's got no limit and a big black.
the credit card that has no limit. The credit card that has no limit. You know, the black card. You know, energetic black card. Energetic black card. The non-disclosure agreement. You know what that's giving? It's giving energy harvesting off of Earth Angel. It's using your energy to manifest, because these low vibrational fucks can't manifest themselves.
Change my name, 'cause we all just wanna be big rock stars and living in hilltop houses, driving 15 cars. The girls come easy and the drugs come cheap. Well, I'll stay skinny as we just won't eat, and we'll hang out in the coolest bars and VIP with the movie stars. Every good gold digger's gonna wind up there. Every playboy bunny with a bleached blonde hair, and we'll hey, I wanna be a rock star. Hey, I wanna be a rock star. I wanna be great like Elvis without the tassels. Hire 8 bodyguards that love to beat up assholes. Sign a couple autographs so I can eat my meals for free.
Yo, just like to beat up assholes. You know, sometimes it's kind of enjoyable to let people underestimate you. Sometimes we allow it to happen just so we can prove them wrong, just so we can see the look on their face when we prove them wrong. Why? You know, you could turn yourself blue in the face trying to tell people who you are. And why waste your energy trying to tell them when you could just show them? You know, seeing people's agendas, You know, sometimes we clock everything, right? But we still feel led to not change up yet. We still feel led not to treat them different yet. We still, sometimes maybe it's wishful thinking that they're going to be a better person. Sometimes maybe we're lying to ourselves, right? But other times we're being used to see how far they're willing to push it. To see what's really, you know, what their agenda truly are. Sometimes it's the lessons that we're meant to know. We're meant to learn. It's to open our eyes up to the agendas of those around us. Sometimes the lessons go both ways. Well, I like to say most of the time they go both ways. Most of the time there's something we both have to learn. Sometimes, you know what I mean, it's when we repeat it so much, we become a master at the certain lessons, right? And then it's more of just for us to see our power, for us to see our growth, for us to be able to reflect and look back and see how we would have handled the situations differently and how we do it now, and how the change and how the success, and sometimes that's simply what it's meant to be. The money to support it, energy harvesting, money. Energy is your true currency. The propaganda machine. The money to support it. It's giving, it was your energy that was fueling this campaign against you. It was your energy being used against you, and that's the fucked up part is, you know. But once you learn to call your power back, once you learn to cut everyone out and call your power back, it's a wrap for them. What are you gonna do? They can't pull on their own energy. They don't fucking have it. Is that the mental traps again? Yeah. The mental traps, the verbal venom, the propaganda, it's the lies, it's given attacking your character, right? But it's spreading so much lies about your character that you're gonna keep having all these random people, you know. It'll get to the point where it's annoying. I don't even care what people say about me. Say whatever the fuck I was more annoyed. Just stop fucking coming to me with that bullshit. I don't fucking care what they're saying. Is it true? No, it's not. Like, that one you should have already fucking known. You had to come and ask me to figure that one out? Like, come on now. No, but when you call your power back, it's over. It's over. There it is again. If you want the money, you got to work hard for it. These karmic friends, a whole group of people married to their lies. There it is again. They're married to their lies. Under investigation. It's giving at least spiritual, spiritual investigation. It's giving, your spirit teams on their motherfucking ass. All in divine timing. Giving up on the social diseases. Giving up on the social diseases. It's removing that which no longer serves you. The people, places, things, mindsets. Attention-seeking whores. It's a double part. It's they wanted the attention, the glory. They wanted the title of being your slayer. It's given. They built the coffin. And they wanted the recognition so much they put their stamp on it. Their stamp of approval. Tried to auction off your soul. Under investigation. Oh, they're gonna get the attention, all right. Not the attention they want, but the attention they deserve. You know what it's giving? You know what it's giving? It's giving that the whole fucking group of them, they're waiting for someone to come up with a bright idea to wash away all their tracks, to wash away all the tracks that lead right back to them. You know, but every time they cover up one set of tracks, another is revealed. It's they never thought that it would have come back to them. They didn't even bother covering their tracks, not to the extent that they should have. You know, it's given, you know, it's not so much fun when the rabbit has the gun. That's for somebody. What's going on, guys? Hey, did anyone go and check out my Discord yet? Was anyone able to get in there? I can't check on this. My Discord, I added a Discord channel link to my link tree and my profile. And so if someone could go check it out and join that, it's going to be mandatory for anyone that that wants to acquire services from me. But it's also a good way to, you know, keep in check with everything. If someone could check on that, just let me know that it's working. Because I don't know if I was having issues with it just because it was just me trying to do it. But yeah. Escúchame. Were you able to join it, Queen, or just see it? Oh, sweet. All right, I'm getting notifications, so it's working. Awesome. Okay, so it looks like I need to accept it, but I'm getting the request, it looks like, so that's good. It's at least partly working. That's a step in the right direction.
it stinker than a shitty papa. The close up in the upper come hot like in Sri Lanka. Rock me nice and easy. I miss it. Rock me nice and slow. I walk up here on the rhythm like a lizard on a limb. I put that chaka, put that life and show. That one your name. Rock me nice and easy. I miss it. Rock me nice and slow. I walk up here on the track like a lizard on your lap and make you jump off your feet and nice and easy like an ocean wave. Push to the wall when I come out on stage. Every magazine them have weapon front page. Them love half freestyle and weapons and them straight. Listen to me song, them have to concentrate. Rastafari, I'm giving thanks and praise. And everyone from Kingston to France, them rate. Reggae music, so make your hands them wave. Rock me nice and easy. I miss it. Rock me nice and slow. Come walk up here on the rhythm like a lizard on a limb. I put that chaka, put that life and show. That one your name. Rock me nice and easy. I miss it. Rock me nice and slow. Come walk up here on the track like a lizard on your lap and make you jump off your feet and them nothing ya me a rock when I go rock over. Name brand original, them a none up over. And every verse I want take me now for shot over. And this a only 4 bar, but tell him it's not over. Come on, no specialist, my lyrical expressionist, perfectionist, reflection in the mirror is the only one can step to this. My intellect and exhibit the density of rhymes and I'm a verses so excessive, so just rock me nice and easy. I miss it. Rock me nice and slow. Come walk up here on the rhythm like a lizard on a limb. I put that chaka, put that life and show. That one your name. Rock me nice and easy. I miss it. Rock me nice and slow. Come walk up here on the track like a lizard on your lap and make you jump off your feet and rock with me. Rock with me for a minute or a second. I'll make I show you what I'm rock with me.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something beautiful about that place. You know, seer, healing, it's being able to see what needs to be done. Knowing it's not going to be fun. Knowing it's not going to be easy. And yet still choosing to do it because you know it's the right choice for you. For your soul's growth. For your growth. You know, it's a necessary part. First 48, upside down, is this reversing the false programming. It's getting rid of it. It's killing any and all versions of ourselves that no longer serve us. Versions of ourselves that are always going to peek back and try to chime in with their 2 fucking cents that's no longer wanted or needed. Because it no longer serves us. You know, what they're watching your healing journey online. You know, social media, it's reversed because they're not happy. They're not happy about what they're seeing, about the communication that they're getting. Well, it's because they're expecting to tune in and they're like double checking. Wait, is this the right channel? Is this the right timeline? Like, this isn't supposed to be the timeline where they're succeeding, where they're happy, where they're thriving. Like, do you see everything we put them through? How the fuck are they doing it? This is how they're doing it. Straight to look at the direct communication with the Most High. A direct line to the Most High. It's a vacation. You know, what was that song? It was talking about, you know, it's happy. It's clearing, it's when you clear the false programming, when you get rid of everything and you're starting off fresh, you're going to feel relieved. You don't have everything weighing you down. And then what's weighing you down? It's a lot of guilt, a lot of shit that you don't need to, that it was never yours to accept anyways. No, but when you learn to give it to the Most High, when you see what you have to do, the healing, the steps that need to be taken, and you give the burdens to the Most High that you no longer prefer to carry, that no longer serve you, and you go on a mental vacation. You're set free from those bonds, from those chains. But they never wanted that for you. They wanted you stuck. They wanted you stuck, frozen, with those chains right on. You know, but church leaders, sin-based religions, it's self-imposed prisons by putting guilt on yourself that it's not yours. But thankfully, there's someone that's always willing to take the burdens that aren't ours. If we choose to give it up, if we choose to release it, but a lot of times we hold on to it. We choose to hold on to our pain, on our sorrows. We put ourselves into prison. We put ourselves into a mental hell. It's a choice. It's not an easy mentality to get out of, but it's possible. I know it is. You know, it's decades of false programming. Decades and decades. I had almost 4 decades of false programming I had to get rid of. That's a lot of fucking false programming. Thankfully, I was aware of a lot of it. Not all of it, but a lot of it. It's the ways that we trick ourselves. The ways that we trick ourselves into putting bonds and chains on ourselves. To lower our frequency. But when we release them, what happens? Same with this one. Oh, you thought I was going to stay in that lower vibrational timeline? Oh, you thought so? No, this isn't that one. This is the one where I choose better. This is one where I make different choices. This is one where I make better choices. This is one where I think before I act. This is the one where I lean not on my own understanding. This is the one my bloodline's been waiting for. This is the one my bloodline's been waiting for to set us free. Us, all of us. It's future, present, past. Generational curse breaker. April fucking fools. Those bonds, those chains can't last forever. I don't care what bloodline you have, they won't last forever. Someone will come that will choose to be strong enough to face everything that's plagued the bloodlines forever. Well, not forever, but for too long. Eventually, someone's going to come into the bloodline that's not going to cower it out from the healing. Someone that's not going to be afraid to put in the hard work, to make the sacrifices necessary.
Stay by my side, I'm working on me. Yeah. I understand it's hard when none of this is your fault, but I'm hoping you don't leave. You stay by my side, I'm working on me. Yeah. I'm learning some things. I don't expect you to stay, but I'm hoping you don't leave. And
alone growing up, but you don't have to wait. Sorry, baby, I'm falling, falling, falling down. That's why I'm calling, calling, calling now. Boo-hoo, childhood trauma. Fucked up dad and a fucked up mama. Taught me that love means drama. Hostility was the problem solver. Said nothing ever got solved. Go figure, trying to reconfigure my brain. I'm triggered by arguments. Be active, I'm on defense. Cause my girl is 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 on defense.
You know, fucked up childhood drama. Drama. You know, one of the things that, yeah, I never had a close, my parents were always kind of like there, but we never had a close relationship, right? And when I was going back trying to repair the relationship with them, you know, I remember I went over there for dinner one time, and I'm pretty sure I even told them that, you know, I don't hold things from the past against them. You know, I didn't hold, you know, getting beat as a child against them. I'm sure I wasn't the easiest to deal with. Well, because all the rules didn't sit right with my soul. It was confinement. It was prisons. But living under their roof, I had to abide by the rules. It will be good or be good at it. And I wasn't that good about being good, but I was decent about not getting caught. But I was also willing to take the consequences of whatever. And yeah, I got the consequences, you know. You know, they got unique with the things that, you know, we got beat with. But it's like, you know, but the double life too. You know, we go to church every Sunday, but then, you know, when kids mess up, you know, we read the Bible and we pray, but when kids mess up, we beat them. And this and that. And it's like the double, you know, we're a God-loving family and everything's perfect. The false images, you know what I mean? The cover-up, the false image they want to portray about the family. Artificial intelligence, artificial, fake. You know, but I remember having dinner with them, and I remember, I don't know, something along the lines of, I don't hold it against you, right? But it was in that conversation that it dawned on me, like, you know, my mom has a lot of fucking trauma. We always had to tiptoe, because we had to be careful about her emotions, because she's really sensitive. And I can't be around people that are extra sensitive like that. It's disruptive to me, someone that can't have any control over their emotions. But then it dawned on me that night that she has a lot of trauma that she hasn't healed from. You know, but then later on, you know, then the conversations I had that just, it hit home, it resonated with me, it hit me on a soul level. When, you know, when I'm standing my ground, when I'm picking my sword up and I'm kicking someone out of my house that's disruptive because they choose not to. I'm not judging him because of his actions, because whatever, fuck your life up however you want. But you're not going to bring it into my realm, into my area. No, not going to happen. But then he wants to justify his actions. Oh, this person let me this and that. Pump the fucking brakes. And, you know, but the person he was, like, trying to justify the actions is supposed to be, like, a holy man, right? And then showing me pictures of this guy and literally the Holy Land pictures, right? But it's like, well, good for you. Like, I don't even know who this guy is. It means nothing to me, really. And, you know, he invites you into his house. Cool, this and that. But you listen to the words coming out of your mouth. This guy temporarily opened his door for a day or two or whatever and let you in and have dinner with him and his family, let you around them. Yeah. Anyone can do that for a couple days, but to knowingly choose to allow someone to live with me that's constantly making fuck decisions, nah, fuck out of here. Not gonna happen. You know, I knew it, you know, when he was telling me a story about this man coming out of his own mouth was pretty much condemning himself to me, because it was confirming what I already felt, what I already knew. It's not right. I can't have you around me. As much as I want better for you, you don't want it for yourself, and I can't have people around me that are like that. I work too hard to get where I'm at. I'll be damned if I knowingly, willingly allow those type of people back around me. I'll be fucking damned. You know, but the childhood trauma and everything, it's, you know, we're not responsible for what happened, you know, but we're responsible for our healing. We're responsible for that. And, I talk about it. True negligence, that no one wants to talk about. True negligence is not doing the work on yourself, is not healing. Passing down generational curses to your children. Everyone's, preoccupied with trying to set them up financially, but what about energetically? Why don't you free them from the prison that they're in and don't even realize it? Setting them up for true success. Not just, hey, you're a comfortable slave.
I search for peace in the belly of a beast. Sick boy, on a matter P.I. Running up a bar, following a leader. Wanna be me, huh? Grasses and green on. Right like seizure, dynamite dealer. Dying at the table of the coroner, E-top floor. 13 years and I've been feeling so star. Lucky number 13, just my luck. Empires tumble, rubble and dust. The universe shrinks and the planets come bust. In God we trust. God tied a noose to his neck and he walked to the edge and he jumped. Angels wept, I bear witness. Watching the whole thing unfold from my bed. A bed where I never depressed. A bed where I'm always depressed. A bed with this woman all pressed. A bed for a tomb where I slept. A bed in a room, it's a room with his blessed. Sick boy, bitten by a tick boy. Tell me how it feels to be buried while you breathe. Stones and sticks boy, pain is a gift boy. Hard to make a stand when you crawl on your knees and I kneel. I kneel at the altar of my own disease and I beg. I beg this guy for mercy, mercy never came. I did me dirty, 33 and hurting, cursing. Jesus died at 33 and still my sins are lurking. Gears are turning, future stays uncertain, searching incision, murder ambition. Fear of the unknown preserves a religion. Denounce the gods when my body went missing. Back then, the pain spray ricochet like a Mac 10. Hot lead hit the bed that was trapped in. Red wings, seraphim out of God's grace. Cried tears from heaven like Clapton. Stick pins in the voodoo Hendrix. Thick skin, stay humble Kendrick. Stay skeptic, check the biometrics. Bloodstained crime scene forensic. Lights out, fade into the background. So down, running for the silhouette of self-doubt. By now, really should have figured this shit out. Lights out, smack down. Yeah, AP, quote John Lennon. Click-clack, John got shot for attention. What if I tell you about the good intention? Written as formed in a storm of aggression. Prophets get dropped, imagine it. Heaven, party, lose for man, I'm not dead. Just 6-6, followed by 6-7. Build and praise and bury them dead. I was born to be half a man with half a chance. My heart isn't half righteous, half is down, half a gram, half those troubles and thoughts stay darker than a Mukai master plan.
Born to be half a man, half the chance. Not having, using excuses that I didn't have enough to do it. It's not a proper excuse. We always have exactly what we need. Maybe what we're lacking sometimes is the balls to pull a trigger and do it. That's the only thing we're lacking. That's the only thing. We always have exactly what we need. Is it ideal? Probably not. But do we have enough? Can we make it work? Fucking right we can. And we're supposed to. But it's in the times when we feel like we have nothing left is when it's even most important to align ourselves, to focus, to lean not our own understanding, to pull not on our own strength. Because if we're relying solely on that, this is what's going to come to us. We can't do it alone. It's thinking that we can do it alone. Thinking we can do it alone. It's lighting a fuse for destruction. But what I'm also getting with that too is, some doors have to close before new ones can open. And sometimes the doors that are closing are going to make you feel bankrupt. They're going to make you just in everything, emotionally, physically, just whatever, especially when it's the more wake you get, it's the least support you seem to have sometimes. But you always have more than enough support. It's internal. It's when we mess up the most is when we seek externally for that which is required to go internally for. That's for somebody.
Take me where this a sick beat up in me when me sticking on the wind. Now and music can make me elevate, yeah. Don't you confuse it when I come here so play. We have been washed down the evil on the dirty tongues them. If you don't want to see we singing, turn your back then. You never like we sound, there's no problem. But don't you come to wheel up for you around the game.
How you guys doing?
And there's no need to fight, make we free with mind. It's coming from the heart and soul. Searching deep inside, I know. Reggae music vibes me up, vibe me up. Me never ever let it jump in our roots, not steady in our rubber spine. Till the end we ever play it all the time. Reggae music vibes me up, vibe me up.
That's awesome. Vacation time, hell yeah. What are your vacation plans? It was a beautiful day today. I am excellent. So I think I've perfected my my new ritual for rolling up, because that's what it is to me too. You know what I mean? It's, well, I'm old school, so I like flour, right? I'm old school. It's something nostalgic about it, just the process. But I was thinking about it today. But it's also like it's time, kind of like time of a meditation for me. You know, but when you treat this as a spiritual thing, it's not just I'm smoking some weed and watching movies and eating food and sitting. No, I'm active. You know, I'm doing this, then I'm going in my mind. I'm doing this and I'm expressing part of my soul. I'm doing this and then I'm doing things. You know what I mean? That's how you use it as a sacred plant, right? Instead of just as a drug. That's the big difference. It's intentions. What are you going into it with? It's big intentions. But working with what we have, right? So I saw this device online, and I love the whole idea of the device, right? Well, let me break it down for you. So I'm looking for more all-natural ways of doing things. So, but what I didn't like about the cigars I've been getting is I know that they're not natural, right? So then I got these big leaves, right? That are all natural. Great. But it's still not working the same. And so the device I saw today was, it takes this, it's like a metal skewer, right? And you put it in it, then you have this machine, and then you pack it up and this and that. It's like, well, I understand the basic concept of it, and I have things that I could pretty much do the same thing with. I have a roller, right? And I have natural papers. And so what I did is I put some in there, and then I put this, I cut it to size. I have a different piece. I cut it to size. I put it in, then I packed it all around it. And then I rolled it tight with a roller. I got it as tight as I could, right? And then I rolled it up in the paper, and then I re-rolled it into the leaf. And it's like damn near perfect. And I pulled it out, and it's got the airline all the way through it. It's smoking like a fucking champ. But it's a little more time consuming, right? But I have no problem putting in work for a fine product. It's like catering. When I was cooking, it's like I worked in a lot of restaurants. I didn't enjoy the pump out food and don't care, no passion, just pumping out the numbers. I didn't like working in those places. Really stressful and annoying, and no satisfaction. You know, when I'm doing the catering, I would spend hours on a veggie platter, on a meat platter. I would spend hours on this one platter, perfecting it. And it would be out there for 10 minutes for pictures. For those 10 minutes, it was perfect. After the 10 minutes, destroyed. But for those 10 minutes, it was beautiful, right? Like, there's on all the plates that we served, you know, there's no drop on the plate that wasn't supposed to be there. Presentation, it's, you know, it's passion. It's actually caring about your work and putting your heart into it. And that's what I enjoyed, right? It was also very stressful. You know, I had a really knowledgeable chef, and he rode my ass harder than others. I didn't appreciate it at the time because I looked at it as like, why is he always breathing down my throat? It's, well, because he saw potential. He saw it better. But when you're looking at it, you're like, damn, like I'm doing more than these motherfuckers, and every time I go to breathe, you're not letting me, and they're just fucking off, and you're not even bothering them. It's like, can I just go to fucking off? You know what I mean? But it just fucking off all the time never sat right with my soul. It's just, I gotta stay active. I gotta stay learning. And because once I start being stagnant, I'm losing interest, and I'm probably not gonna be there long. But I like to, I don't know, I've always like absorbed as much as I can, asking questions, you know, checking out different things. And not just about only my department either. because I've always had the understanding that to have a proper understanding of how things work, you got to know how the other parts work. It just helps things better. I don't know. It's just the way my mind works. But it's also, you know, unintentionally you'll be noticed too, because you're putting yourself in positions to be noticed, because you're taking initiative, because you're, you know, it's just, sometimes you'll ask more questions than the people that have the position. It's like, what, you don't know this? You're not asking these questions? Or sometimes it's just nice to have a different point of view. Sometimes you think about things more clearly when you're not polluted with whatever way that they teach you. Sometimes you see different ways of doing things. I don't know. I've always been an asset to have, because I look at things at a completely different point of view. Completely. And I normally have some pretty good fucking ideas. But, yeah. Do I have any subs in here? We got Queen. Queen, you want a card pull? I'm not sure what I'm going to pull yet.